Looking for the ultimate sea view getaway? Then Sea Belize Vacation Rentals and Tours, located at 5 miles Philip Golson Highway near the Halover Bridge, is your perfect sea view getaway. Come relax in one of our beautiful air-conditioned sea view apartment, studios, sea view rooms, or suites, all with flat screen television, hot and cold bath, and unlimited access to our spacious and refreshing 40 by 16 foot pool with 6 to 4 feet depth, so you can enjoy that fun and refreshing dive or dip in the pool. We sell ice cold drinks, so you can relax and unwind on our overwater or poolside decks. Contact us at 501-615-4485, 65 or 67. Good night, and welcome to the Zenaida Moya show on this beautiful Tuesday, April. We're in April. It's nearing Good Friday. We are, it's, other than, certain things, I must say that it has been an okay week, on this one. I must start by saying condolences to one of my very good friends, Vintage Edison Usher. He was a part of the Belizean Rights and Justice movement, and he was definitely someone who was very vocal in our group, and he was someone who was a part of what we tried to, whatever we tried to do, he was there, and always someone who tried to give it his all and listen and participate. As a matter of fact, there was a particular day he was supposed to come on the show. We had already set up and everything, and unfortunately something, came up and he couldn't come on the show. We already had his photos, everything was set. But, he's in a better place. I believe he's in a better place. And so I just want to say to his family, on behalf of the Belizean Rights and Justice movement, our condolences to Vintage's family. And, may his soul rest in peace. Now gone, but definitely will not be forgotten, and was definitely loved by us. Of course, I knew him way before Belizean Rights and Justice movement, but of course, he was a part of our movement, and so I want to acknowledge his contribution and his presence and his participation. I have a lot of photos with us, and he was a tall guy who was my when I needed to look anywhere, and he's a bit taller than me. I think he's like 6'3" or something like that. I don't know, 6'3", 6'4", something like that. So I would have him be the one who can look tall and get me certain information. But definitely, I want to just tell you that our movement has lost someone who contributed quite a bit. That's right, Nancy. We can't believe he's gone. He was loved by us indeed, you know. Keenan, Orlando, good night, guys. Claudette, good night. Thanks, Nancy. Thanks. All right. Tonight, we have a very important topic. I was going to introduce this topic from last week, as a matter of fact. And are you hearing me, Gordon? Are you hearing me now? Okay. Thank you, Gordon Young. Thank you. Last week I was going to introduce this topic, but I didn't have time, and so I just scrapped it from what I was going to discuss. But this particular topic, the indoctrination of Disney on our young people, not only our children, but our young people in general. It's a very important topic because I believe, I'm not sure, but I do believe the majority of people, who own a television at some point in time have watched something as it relates to Disney. Something. We grew up with Disney, and Disney has been a household name in many of our homes. We simply grew up with them. Everybody knows about Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Pluto. It's a lot of characters that we grew up with, and then they branched out. And when they branched out, there's certain additional. There's definitely additional players that came into be. I would be showing certain information just to show you, and I did send it. So we're prepared this week. Last week, certain information I did not have, but this week definitely we have these exactly, Nancy. Mickey Mouse Club. I remember Mickey Mouse Club. We would ensure that we watched the Mickey Mouse Club. At least I know I used to ensure that I watched the Mickey Mouse Club. So we knew the song, we would sing the song, and be happy. So that's what we grew up on. And a lot of us, even when we go to Florida, we know people would go to Disneyland, even Belizeans, some Belizeans would take a trip to Disneyland. And it's something that has definitely impacted us. But there are certain things we didn't know that was happening behind the scenes. I started seeing certain things, and we started to discuss certain characters, and we started to see that certain things were wrong. Now, people will say that, let people live and so forth. We have no problem. This show isn't about bashing, your lifestyle, bashing you. And if you have a certain lifestyle that you do, it's about indoctrinating our children, and we're going to stick close to that. Because while some of us do not believe in a lifestyle, we do not hate the individuals, all right? We definitely do not hate the individuals, but the lifestyle we don't engage in, we don't believe in it, and we feel that our laws ought not to be tampered with to accommodate such lifestyles. And for right now, there's too much. I don't even know how to say it. You have it, the LGBTQI. I'm not sure if they've gone any further, but all of these letters, they've taken over a lot of the alphabets. And so, good night, Judah Boot, good night, Jacqueline and Jake Boot, good night, guys, all the way up in Curlsall. And so I want to tell you that this particular topic, and we do have people watching in on the Facebook page, on YouTube, and or LinkedIn, and our other mediums. So, and I want to say good night to all of you. Now, the Walt Disney Company, a lot of us know that it's a company that was built. We started to become familiar with a lot of the characters. Over the years, it has gone ahead and it has bought over a number of different entities. It bought over, so we have Disneyland, we have Disney XD, we have Radio XD, Yes, yes, Ambrosia, listening in from LA, all right? Yeah, on YouTube, listening. Lucasfilm, Disney English, Walt Disney Records, ABC, Marvel, Disney Store, Hyperion, Adventures Disney, Walt Disney World, Disney ESPN, Shanghai, Disney Resort, Disney Consumer Products, Disney Cruise Line, Disneyland, Disneyland Hong Kong, Disneyland.com, ABC, this other one, Finkos and Firm. So there's different, and this Disney XE. So there's different ones, and there's another one, I'm not making out the name, Disney something, it's a fancy name. So, okay, yeah. So what I will tell you though, so it now, yes, Gonzalo, Ishmael Heredia said they're all under one head in homosexuals, and we have been seeing a move into that, Gonzalo and everybody, we've been seeing a move into that. In my days, when someone adopted that lifestyle, it's a lifestyle that, you would see people, you'd see males, and, you literally could count these individuals. And it were mainly males, it weren't many females. But you would see them in their skirt or their dress, and they'd walk along, and, some people would laugh, some people just leave them alone. It didn't, it was a spectacle, but people weren't, I don't recall people were really doing them any harm and things like that. Then you had people who became very open, even more, and wanted to change our laws, and we know about that. We know about the laws, and no, they're not the majority. They're definitely the minority. And so the majority of the people on this planet, point blank, still do not support that lifestyle, but in general, they do not. I don't see the hate. I can't tell you there are some people who won't hate these individuals, but to a great extent, people, and that includes myself, we do not have hate for anybody like that. We don't have hate. That's not what we do. All of us would say, oh, we have friends who are that, and yes, it's true. I have very good friends who that's their lifestyle, that's what they call their sexual orientation, and that's their thing. However, when now they are trying to dig deep down and go and push their agenda on our children, that is where someone like me will draw the line. And I see there's an outcry in Florida, in the US in general, and there has been an outcry elsewhere. Now, and I'm currently in Belize, some of us might say, well, it's not a big deal, but I will tell you, I feel that if we are not careful, these things will come. They will try to push this agenda again on us as it pertains to pushing it in our schools. We have seen that over the years, there has been different, outcry against it, but to a large extent, we haven't seen the level of, I would say, there hasn't been any hate. And so, honestly speaking, we are still in that phase whereby we are calm. We're still calm people. We're very, very calm about this. Okay, at least here in Belize. The first time I saw someone who was a homosexual, I was a little girl. I was in Mexico City. I had gone first to Veracruz, Mexico. I was a little girl. I think I was like maybe 8 years old, because maybe 8, 9 years old, something like that. And I had gone there with my family. I remember, my little brother was very young, and we went over there. And I recall we were walking, we had driven there, but we were walking at this particular point in time. I think we went to get some espresso, and at this cafe, I recall, and I saw this guy, these two guys, and they had their hands, one had their hand in the back pocket of the other guy, and the next one had his hand in the back pocket of the other guy, so it was like a little X thingy, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what is that? So I asked my dad, I said, Daddy, what's that? And my dad, this is my father, said, don't look at that. That's what I recall. That's the first time I really saw that together, because like I told you, while you would see a man walking on the street with dress in Belize, which was not often, I did not see that lifestyle, but I saw it for the first time in Mexico City. That's the first time I saw it in Mexico City. And then I started seeing it, I started to hear certain individuals. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine, she was the one who became I used to play basketball, and I remember at Palote High School, we had someone who came, she had taken over, and she was, dealing with sports and basketball. She played volleyball, but I think she was helping with our sports there, and I knew that's what she was. She looked just like a guy. She literally looked like a guy. But I knew she was we knew she was a female, but it was the first time again, close and so forth. But I mean, that has never been me. However, we were still very respectful, and even up to this day, still very respectful about that, And so I want to just tell you that this is something that, so over the years, I've known particular individuals. I did my bachelor's degree in Gonzaga University in Spokane, Washington. I think I had told you guys that I had the most handsome guys. I'm telling you, there was a little group of the most handsome guys. I won't call name because, some of them are still my friends up to these days. And most handsome guys, I'm telling you, they were in a group. But this group, and I spoke to them. I spoke to one of them about it. I said, well, what's up with this group? Why, you like males? What's up with that? He said, it's males. And this particular individual, right, he told me this was one, I won't tell you his name. He had piercing blue eyes. And he told me, he said, he can get almost, a lot of girls like them. He said they can get almost any girl, that's what they said. And so they don't want females, they want to pursue males. So they pursued straight males. It didn't matter who you were, they pursued males. That's what they did. So it wasn't something that they were born with, at least according to these individuals, and I had a number of them who were my friends. They weren't born that way, all right? It's something that at least this group, they got into it. They wanted to pursue, they wanted to ensure that they felt they could conquer females. And then they said, okay, well, they conquer females, they'll be able to go to males. Now, what's his name now? The most known person in Belize is Caleb Orozco. Him and I used to be in class together at St. Ignatius Primary School until I think he repeated in class. I'm not sure if it's standard 2, standard 3, something like that. And so I went ahead of him. But we were in class together, and he did act girly, right? He was a girly boy. So from then he seemed that way. I don't know if I can't tell you how he was way younger. We were in class together from beginners. So I have pictures with him. We were in class from beginners, like 4, 5 years old. So it's that young that I knew him. But yeah, I mean, so right through we were in class together until he repeated, and then we went, and then he went to SJC. I went to Palote High School, and we met again at SJC. Okay, I think there was a business he was starting, Leapfrog Investments, and I had bought shares into it, to support him at that time. But yeah, we were friends, and I can't say anybody hated Caleb or anything like that. But so it's so we know. So it's not a lifestyle we hate anybody. It's not that at all. And yes, I've had females try to, they've liked me. I've had a lot of females like me, and I tell them that's not my lifestyle. It's just not my lifestyle, There's nothing a female has that I want, what I'm saying, and I will tell you it straight up. I'll tell them there's nothing you have I want, what I'm saying. That's not me. You don't appeal to me, I'm not saying I don't think females are pretty. Females in general, they have beauty. That's how God made them. But it's not me, all right? So that's what I wanted to tell you and now get into it. But before I get into what I want to discuss again, we were there, but Gonzalo says the world we live in today tries to normalize that lifestyle, but it's not normal, and they want to forcefully teach children to also live that way. So true, Gonzalo. Mokalate said everything on TV is about programming the minds of people. Even the news are scripted, NBC, ABC, CNN, etc. They won't tell you the truth. They will only tell you what they're paid to say. Remember when Yanni Brinsano called in Love FM to stop them from taking an interview from the anti-vaxxers? Oh, okay. Yes, remember when Johnny, okay, all right, so it's a joke on his name. Yes, I recall that indeed. Trust me, I will always remember that one. Not happy about that one. Good night, Yolanda Mackenzie, my friend, good night, good night. And it's true, Gonzalo, those people try hard to push their lifestyle on society. So society does have a right to fight back and push them back into their closets. I never allowed, thank you, Judah says, I never allowed my children to watch Hollywood movies or Disney because the fruit of both is every evil thing. So therefore, there's nothing good to feed their innocent spirits. It's been confirmed over the years with exactly what's happening now. It was there subliminally all along, designed to corrupt our kids from the beginning. You hit the nail on the head, because what I'm about to show you is, first of all, there's this man. I have a short little video. I think it's like 4 minutes. But this particular photo of this man, he's this guy. His name is Asham. You have his picture, Marvin. Yeah. So this particular guy, his name. Let me get his name, because what's his name? Howard Asham. Yeah. He was someone, and you can go ahead and put that video, put his photo. Yes. This man, he died at a young age in 1991. Okay, so in 1991, that same guy right there, he was a talented fella, but he was the one who he was also a homosexual. He introduced homosexuality to Disney. So in that character right behind him, that genie is gay. And I didn't know the genie was gay. In Beauty and the Beast is his story about the beast was AIDS. That beast on the right, that is, he depicted that as AIDS because he was dying of HIV/AIDS. He was dying of it. And then the Little Mermaid, they had this wicked, evil person. Let's next picture of him. Yeah, so that Beauty and the Beast right there, that depicted him. That was his story when he was dying of AIDS. And it was depicting AIDS and how, even the song, I was going to play the song, but it's okay. Just to show, and he wanted to show how, they have to fight and they can triumph, but even to the end, he wanted to be loved. You understand? Even though in that movie he had to choose a female to love him as a monster, as HIV/AIDS. Not that he was a monster, but as HIV/AIDS was the monster. And so Howard Ashman, and then now in The Little Mermaid, you remember that evil, what's the name of that, it was a transgender, that the photo, it's a photo of this lady, she has like blue hair, like a little monster, that is also, so start to show the photos, and I will just tell you so that subliminally what you're talking about, Jacqueline, Booth, is that indeed. So go ahead and just show some of the photos, and I will go ahead and just go ahead. All right, I have a delay, so in terms of seeing this, I have to make sure that, so that little boy now, those two boys, that's a current show right now on Disney show, and they're homosexuals. Those little boys are homosexuals. You see how young they are? So those are little homosexual. They're depicting characters. So it's all right. So Pixar. So the tall person, again, that's a homosexual, or it's a man dressed like a woman. So I guess a transvestite. I'm not sure. I think that's what you call them. So that's a transvestite. Of course, well, that's one is openly, so they're openly gay and they're depicting it. That's another gay figure, and so the other one, go ahead. But see how open they are, and now she, okay. So see, that's another Pixar figure, and that person is the one they design these individuals. They're the voice of it, and they themselves are gay, just like It's like Robert. Again, this young lady, I didn't know that she was gay too, so she's also a lesbian, So again, I wouldn't have never known because she looks like a little smart person, but lesbian. All right, so this one now, the big guy on the left with the big bow tie, he is now the big figure now. This is an openly gay guy now. And the other one with the big hats, those are the ones throughout the year that we didn't know about that were gay. Look at this one here. All right, so this one is this coming this month, and they are gay. See how openly gay, how they are hugging. You understand? Hugging and everything. See, I didn't even know these were gay. So, all right, so the one on the right, hold on to that. The one on the right with the white hair, the gay guy, Robert Asham, that is from The Little Mermaid, and I didn't know that was a transvestite. That's a transvestite. I didn't know that was a transvestite. The what you call the lion on the left. I didn't know these were homosexuals. I didn't know these things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you watched it, but innocently, you watch these movies and you kind of pick up hints, But you don't know, the guy to the middle, he looks straight. I don't, but these are what our children are doing. Go ahead and play them. These are what we're looking at. And now look at this now. This is the fellow on the right, and then we already saw the one in the middle. I told you that one is from Little Mermaid. Well, now, what is the one on the left? She's very famous. Frozen. So I didn't know Frozen was a lesbian. Out will be streaming May the 22nd. So see Manuel and Greg, they're so out. You know what I'm saying? Out. And then even what's her name? Frozen has her song Out. See, I didn't know these things. See, these guys are gay. I didn't know these guys were gay. These are Disney characters, Pixar characters. These are different characters now that I didn't know that these are no gay. These are gay. See, so you see them kissing now. I mean, come on, these things are like shocking. Like you're watching these things. They used to say SpongeBob was gay too. You know what I'm saying? SpongeBob is gay, but see these things, they're showing it openly gay. Look at this one here, all those characters, flamboyant, all gay characters, but they're male. They are male with the exception of left. See, this is one is open. These two men dancing. See, it's as open. This is a Disney. This is from Disney, and these are openly gay. This is open. This is for you to see. You know what I'm saying? So So these are things that are just, when it's gay pride week month or whatever, I don't know if it's a week month, they move their thing to Disney, see, Pixar and all these different Marvel, all these that you now see games and movies and all that. All of those are gay. You see, these other ones, some of them are gay, just one and two of them are gay. These are the old characters that we're used to. Most of them are the old characters. You know what I'm saying? But with the beasts, and although we didn't know these people were gay from the Little Mermaid, we didn't know Ursula, is her name? Ursula is gay, and so this is, they changed the logo. So look at that thing, they'll change the logo to, stop it right there, Marvin. Stop it right there. They changed the logo to show this stream over the castle, to show that, okay, make your dreams come true. And so now the dream, now this woman on the left, she had CEO now. And now she has 2 queer kids. We're going to listen to the video right now. She has 2 queer kids now, and she says, you're going to listen to it right now. You're going to listen to it right now. And what they're saying now is, that's what they're going to try throwing in gay characters and gay plots, and making the main characters start to the main characters be gay and trans what are the different names? Transvestites and whatever all those names are. LGBTQI, I'm not sure if they added anything since then, I'm not sure, but the point is that we didn't even know this. I can honestly tell you I did not know this. And when we look at this now and we see this happening, you have to put a brakes on things now. Because see, it's one thing if you're grown and you feel that you want to engage in that lifestyle, but it's another thing when they're trying to indoctrinate, and that's what it is, indoctrinate. This is not subliminal anymore. It's not subliminal. Back in the days when Ashram was, he was 1991, he died, so that's a long time ago. How long ago that was? So 91. All right, you understand? So that's like 31 years ago, this fella died. He wasn't open there, see? Even the beast, he didn't put the beast, he had a female hole in the beast, and you thought the beast was a man, right? But the AIDS and all that we was fighting now, they are now open. They are literally now open. This is no longer about in the closet and subliminal messaging. No. They outright, there he is. He was the one who introduced it back in the days before he died of AIDS, right? Back then, I guess you all know, in the 1980s, AIDS was a big deal, and then, a lot of these homosexual men, they got AIDS, and a lot of them died. It was one of the viruses that were killing out them, right? I'm not saying some straight people didn't get it. Heterosexuals got it, but they were the main ones that were affected and afflicted by it, and they died from it. It was deeply affecting them. Now, what I want to tell you now is that it's out there now, and I want you to listen. There's 2 different guys that you're going to listen to. 2 different guys. One, you'll know him, some of you know him, Ben Shapiro, and the next guy, Eric, okay? Yes. Eric, you're going to listen to this guy, Eric, and then you're going to hear what they have to say. And these are 2 different males. They have different background. You will see, for those who look at color, clearly you'll see, one is white, one is black. It doesn't matter, but they both look at this because they know it is damaging to the family. Just like how I'm looking at it, and millions of people are looking at it also. And we're looking and saying, hey, what's going on here, Disney? Because a lot of us, especially persons like myself, we we would have allowed our children. No, my kids don't really watch Disney. Let me just put it out there. But a lot of people do watch Disney. I know I watched a few Disney movies growing up, but my kids, Kelvin and Natalia, especially Kelvin, he more watch different educational programs. That's what I got Kelvin into. So Natalia, well, she sometimes she watch those little girly movies, or girly things and so forth, Roblox as well, but not Disney. But go ahead, Marvin, and play that video with Ben Shapiro, please. Yes, if you have that one.
All that momentum that I felt, like that sense of I don't have to be afraid to let's have these two characters kiss. Let's in the background. I was just wherever I could, just basically adding queerness to if you see anything queer in the show, I'm proud family. But I just was no one would stop me.
Just adding queerness wherever she could. By the way, what are the credits for this person? We are talking about shows directed at small children. We are talking about the series Puppy Dog Pals from 2017, 2018. We are talking about the series Final Space from 2019. We are talking about Super Monsters, Monster Pets from 2019. Rise Up and Sing Out in 2022. These are animated shows directed at children. And she's leveraging in LGBTQ messaging to children. Are these the people you want raising your kids? Really? How about Disney production coordinator Alan March? He says his team is committed to exploring queer stories for children, of course.
I've had the privilege of working with the Moon Girl team for the last 2 years, and they've been really open to exploring queer stories. And I'm on the production side. Part of the work that I feel like I can put in is making sure that we take place in modern day New York. So making sure that that's an accurate reflection of New York. So I put together a tracker of our background characters to make sure that we have the full breadth of expression.
Very important. Got to put this stuff in. The kids have to see it. It's very, very important. How about the Disney Diversity and Inclusion Manager, Vivian Ware? This person says that Disney has now eliminated at their parks all mentions, you ready for this, of ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. Now, as a former Disney annual pass holder when I lived in SoCal, I can say that this was the way that they basically announced pretty much all the parades, for example. You would have a parade down Main Street and it would be ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Now, they're not going to use that anymore. Why? Because, well, you might not be a lady or a gentleman. You might be a third unspecified sex. You might be an alien. You might be, who knows? You could be a pan-fluid, queer-identifying chicken. You could be anything. We don't know. And so we have just decided to go with a generic term, like birthing people, basically. We're just going to go with dreamers of all ages because we wouldn't want to alienate. Here we go.
We no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We've provided training for all of our cast members in relationship to that. So now they know it's hello everyone or hello friends. We are in the process of changing over those recorded messages, and so many of you are probably familiar when we brought the fireworks back to the Magic Kingdom. We no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we say dreamers of all ages. And so I love the fact that it's opened up the creativity, the opportunity for our cast members to look at that.
What an opportunity. What an opportunity to not use language describing actual human beings, but to use language so generic that it describes aliens and animals and hello, friends. Hello, friends. That's not the most radical stuff. For the most radical stuff, you have to wait for the Disney corporate president, Carrie Burke. So this person is about to tell you that 50%, she wants 50% of all characters on Disney to be LGBTQIA plus minus divided by sign, percentage sign, /:, or people of color. 50%. And the reason she wants this, most of all, is because she has 2 queer children. Here we go.
I'm here as a mother of 2 queer children, actually, one transgender child and one pansexual child, and also as a leader. One of our execs stood up and said, we only have a handful of queer leads in our content. And I went, what? That can't be true. And I realized, it actually is true. We have many, many, many LGBTQIA characters in our stories, and yet we don't have enough leads.
Okay, so you just listened to that, and so I'm here. I have to be listening on as well. But I want to tell you now, like I just listened to this, and you heard these Disney executives. You heard them. You understand? You heard them, and they were very open. Let me just read what Nancy says. I can't believe it. America is really full of evil. Judah says, as the days of Noah, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Homosexuality and violence was rampant then. Gonzalo says, that's what pedalwood is about, perversions. And yes, awesome. Judah says, awesome timely show, long overdue. Credit to you for boldly speaking the truth. The Bible says in Daniel, the righteous will do more righteously, and the wicked will do more wickedly. We're seeing that play out in Hollywood and Disney especially, and a lot of other realms. You're so right. You're so right. Listen, if we don't stand up and we don't call these things out, and we don't ensure that we do our part, this is going to be problems. This is serious thing, people. Imagine, you have to understand, I have a 7-year-old daughter. I have a 12-year-old son. And yes, because I know about Disney, I knew about Disney before this, I would have said, okay, no problem, as much as I told you, I pushed them to more watch educational stuff, and I think that's why Kelvin is a brilliant young man. Because I've pushed him, instead of just watching foolishness, he used to watch foolishness. I pushed him to watch antics and more, Dr. Binox and shows that he learns from. Still fun, still, but educational. And so that's what happened. With Natalia now, she's sometimes I get a bit busy, and she will watch her Roblox, and she'll watch little girls, putting on makeup and things like that. So she doesn't really get on and watch Disney, and I don't encourage it. However, when was it? Over the weekend, I watched Netflix, and I turned it on. There was a show, right? Good. I think it's a little series on Netflix with these. With 3 ladies, and it's called Good Ladies or Good Women or something like that. Anyway, so I was watching this show, and it's a series, Good Women or something. It's how they get into this to try and make money. They had to be doing stuff that with these gang people and things like that. But anyway, I saw one of the women, the main character, the lead actress. She had a little boy as her child, right? So I said, okay, that's a little boy. The person looks just like a boy. Short hair, looks just like a boy. There's no prettiness about this child. I thought it was a boy. And then afterwards I hear that she's talking with the father. No, they're not together, they're separated. And she's talking to the father and said, well, my daughter. I'm like, daughter, so I'm not seeing another child. I'm saying to myself now, I'm not seeing another child. I don't see another child at all. And so I'm like, wow, okay, she has another child, but they're not showing this other child. So I continue ahead. I didn't see the series from the beginning, so you have to understand. I mean, it is a series, and so I'm continuing afterwards. Then the child goes to the father, and then afterwards, they had a dispute with the parents about certain things, and so he says, yeah, and she came over. I'm like, but that's a boy who went to him. Looks just like a boy, identical to. Just like a boy. Point is, I started to look in the room, and what was in her room? Pictures of a heart with the rainbow flag. Remember, they hijacked they hijacked our beautiful rainbow flag that God gave us. God was the one who made the rainbow. And, we drew out the rainbow with all the colors, where they hijacked that flag, that beautiful flag. So even for some of us who love to see the rainbow, if we ever drew or put something with rainbow, it would be like we engage in that lifestyle, we support it. So I started to see little hearts with this gay thing and pictures with gay and all over. So the subliminal messaging was right there. And then the little girl, boy, girl, whatever what that was there. So I'm just telling you that Netflix, Apple, all these entities, that's what they're pushing now. And even as a grown-up, if you don't really look at these things keenly, even you, because they have different shows, family, modern family, there's different shows, maybe different shows that we even like. That they always have a gay male, always will have a gay male or a gay female, but primarily a gay male who, is the best friend of a female, the best friend, and this is what this is it. So we have to be very careful, and let me just say quickly, that's right, Nazri, he says, good night, awesome topic, you're on point 100% right. And and so Nazri, this is a very quick, I think it's like 3 minutes or 2 minutes clipping right here, but I want to watch this, 3 minutes. Paco says, before we go to that clipping with Eric, he says, spot on identification of the manner in which Disney and other major media corporations are actively seeking to indoctrinate society, in particular the children, with respect to alternative lifestyles. That's it. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And so I want you to listen to this guy, Eric. He speaks, it's a 3 minute, but please listen to this. So he has a little bit of profanity, but please listen to it.
This company is jacked up, though. Disney is jacked up. The more stuff of this Reimagine Tomorrow that comes out that we see is insane. The information that is being documented in this, and some of the things these guys are saying, people in positions that work for this company. And I'm going to tell you something that sounds fucked up, but essentially they will be having a benefits program that allows you to basically, or Disney will, this is why Disney is about as evil as it gets. They will essentially subsidize gender affirmation procedures. So you know what that means for minors. So for the kids of the employees, they're basically saying, we'll pay for that shit. We're gonna listen to this here, and what it is this idiot that's saying that works for this this evil fucking company. And then we'll summarize it. But let's listen here.
That the other big area is gender identity and expression. So doing all of this work to ensure that our employees and cast can express their gender here authentically and proudly at the company. So, coming up with guides on how to change your photo, information about pronouns, working with our benefits team to give information about gender affirmation procedures, both for our employees who are transitioning in trans, but also our employees who have kids who are transitioning.
So again, working with the benefits team, whether you're an employee that's transitioning or that you have children, which again, the fact that we even talk about this shit, trans kids, it makes me cringe every single time, because it goes to show just how evil or how powerful these evil people have gotten, that is a term that people use and folks aren't ready to fucking bare knuckle box over it. I've told y'all, what makes this unique is that Disney is drawing their line in the sand. It's one thing for someone to have a public statement, okay, where they co-sign some aspect of what people deem as social justice. That's one thing, which they have done. This is detailed information that is coming to light, in which this is supposed to be an entertainment company, by the way, and they are basically leading the charge on this alphabet spectrum shit, and as it pertains to kids. So this is why they had taken the position that they took on the parental rights bill, which they call the Don't Say Gay bill. This is a company that embodies all ages and families, right? That's your target demographic. So children are very prominent in that process. They are leading with this idea of essentially indoctrinating your children with this type of shit, right? And again, if that's how they're gonna be, as evil as they are, they're telling you at least, and we'll be covering later Bob Chapek and what he had to say, they're at least telling you where they're at.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so, yes. So, yeah, I was looking at it with you guys, and this thing is, so you heard him, you heard him. This is something that we have to look at. We cannot just, bury our head in the sand and think it will go away. This is an agenda. This is an agenda that is coming right at us. And man, they don't give us time to rest. There's no time to rest, people. They're not giving us time to rest. It's just one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. They're doing it. And we know that we just always, once these particular topics come up, I will do my best. I will definitely do my best to try and ensure that, I bring it to you. But, I mean, had I not literally, been watching, this one would have gone under the radar. You understand? This one would have gone under the radar. And right now people are, children are at home. They're watching Disney. Then there's these movies for Disney for young people as well. So it's something that we have to look on. Gonzalo said that's why in America there are a lot of suicides by teens and children, because they are so confused because of the indoctrinated. And you are perfectly correct. You are perfectly correct. So what can we do? I've been showing you these things, and we got to wake up. We have to, those who are watching abroad, Disney. I mean, it's a place where if you were thinking about going, you might need to reconsider going there. You know what I'm saying? Because you see, if you start to support these characters, just like in Netflix, Amazon, they have this Amazon TV or whatever you call it, Apple, you are going to start to feel that it's something that is normal. And that's what they want us to believe, that it is something normal. But this isn't something normal. This, over the centuries, we have understood that it is not something normal, but they've been trying to normalize it through social media, electronically to us, right in our faces. You understand? When they came and they did this lockdown, this global lockdown of the world, they had their motives. We know it. We've discussed it over and over. And there's certain motives. One, they want to push the family to isolate. They're not really pushing you now to, remember they told you can't go out and exercise? You couldn't go out and exercise. You couldn't go out and socialize. They said no. There's a metaverse now by Facebook. That's what Mark Zuckerberg. What the hell is his name now? Mark Zuckerberg, what's his name? That's his name? They're pushing now this metaverse, they call it, this other universe, that you will get in there, you will isolate yourself, and you will become a character. A character. That's why now we have our little, all of us have our little, who are on Facebook, have our little Facebook character. First we used to look real, now we look funny. They have us looking like little, real little characters, real little cartoons. Avatar. And so that's what we are now. We're little avatars. That's what we are. We're avatars to them. And they're pushing it. You understand? Judah Booth says, Walt Disney himself was a high Freemason and occultist. Given that, why are we shocked that this is coming out? Tear the veil off everything we watch, listen to, music critical too, and discern the spirit behind everything. Spoiler alert, there is no demilitarized zone in the spiritual realm. Everything is either good or evil. You will know everything and everyone by their fruit. Mark Zuckerberg, thank you, Nancy. Yes. Najri says, we have an end gender project running in Belize. Did you know we have an end gender project running in Belize? They were one of the sponsors for the COP26 that the government of Belize attends for climate change. So you see what I'm saying? End gender project. Okay, now, why am I saying this? We are isolated. They still want us to, even though they're opening up things, they still want us isolated. They still push that we should wear our masks so people don't know who we are. We should still wear our masks, isolate, and all these things. They're still not pushing kids out to start running, engaging in sports, things like that. What are they doing? What are our children doing? What are we doing? Well, I work quite a bit, but in general, other people who may not be working and things like that, you're watching TV, you're watching Netflix, you're watching different things on social media. You rest assured, let me tell you, while they blocked me, and I just came out of Facebook prison, I was in there for 3 months. Remember I told you guys that before? I was in there for 3 months. Before that I was in there for a month. Then I went in there for 3 months. Then as I came out in March, they put me back in. I was in there until April the 10th in the afternoon, in the evening. April the 10th I came out. They said everything that I post, I was trying to inform people about the adverse effects of the vaccine. Everything that I post, they started reducing distribution. So people can't see what I post. And they tell me, they say people are not going to see what you post. So it's only if you people have you as a close friend, then they're going to see it. You understand? Even the notification for this Facebook page and for these YouTube and so, there's a little restriction thing right there that will tell you it's not, the distribution has been limited because I post on the COVID vaccine. That's it. So I'm just letting you know. So when we say like and share, it's because literally, if you want other people to hear, you got to assist by liking and sharing. I had posted videos showing what the effects are. Now, this video, I'm not going to stop. So whether or not they're going to close down my page, that doesn't matter to me. But what I will continue doing is to do my part. As long as I see certain things that I feel will hurt our society, hurt us, hurt our family, then I believe it is my obligation and my right to go ahead and share it with you. If you don't share the same thing, that's your right as well, and we have freedom of choice. But with this particular situation, I feel that it is something, and Nazri says, I meant to say we have an end gender project here. Okay, an end gender project is running in Belize. They were one of the sponsors for the COP26 that the government of Belize attends for climate change. Okay, so they're pushing this climate change on us. That's one, okay? So we shouldn't be flying to go anywhere. We shouldn't be traveling to go anywhere because of fuel. You see how high the fuel bill is these days. So people aren't even going out much anyway. So we are now isolated in our homes, and they have our undivided attention, watching them, watching their Netflix movies, watching their Disney movies, watching their Amazon movies, their Apple. So, and did you see that comedies? You go on Facebook page, comedy. Oh my gosh! Once it's comedy, they will show you comedies. They just want you to be dumb and stupid. That's what they want us. They want us to be dumb and stupid. You watch it. You click on one comedy and you will see after that comedy. It's only comedy coming at you on Facebook. You just see people, all different colors. It doesn't matter, black, white, yellow. It doesn't matter. All different comedians. That's what they're pushing. They hide the information that will help us, but they're pushing so that we're dumb and stupid. It's all about just be dumb and stupid for them, so that they can run the world. So while we're there laughing and giggling, giggle. And I'm not saying I'm one. I mean, I will watch some, but I'm just saying I'm one of them that I own a business. I'm a full-time parent. I help in particular non-governmental organizations. I help to lead it. So I do other things, I'm not swimming as much. I have to get back into swimming, but I do other things. So, I may not be a typical person that, when I speak about this in terms of all that, I mean, even to get ready, the only time, is when I'm doing my show. You're going to see, I don't put much effort into that. I'm not one who will go do my nails every week, put on all these long acrylic nails. People want to do that. That's their thing. Put on these big eyelashes that are flying in front of your face, weighing down your eyelash. I don't do those things. You know what I'm saying? I don't engage in those. All the new clothes that come out, all the fashion. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. That's not me. I'm busy doing other stuff. I feel constructive things, right? That will help my family, my society, and I. So that is what we have to look at. And let me just read some of these things here. Judah says, nomos and domos. I love that. Nomos and domos. Okay, Paco Smith says they continue to impinge on our rights. Kudos to Bobby Lopez for exposing their treachery. Big time to Bobby. Big time to my brother Bobby. Thanks, Paco. Nancy says, not me. Haven't watched TV in a long time. I read and do research. That's it, Nancy. Myself too. I barely watch TV. I literally barely. Like, I just watched TV this weekend, which is a big deal because I only did it because I felt kind of bad that, the holidays is starting, and, I said, let me watch something with my kids, you know what I'm saying? And so I took a couple hours and said, let me do this. But what I saw, I wasn't happy about. Good night, Adolfo. Carlos Garcia, my friend, good night from Mexico. Ellen Arzu, good night. Good show, keep us informed. I surely will, Ellen, thank you. Paco says, indeed, the powers that be seek to dumb society. All right, Adolfo says, blessings to the platform and all viewers. Nice topic. You're handling beautifully well. Keep awakening beliefs with love. No, thank you, Adolfo. Thank you, my friend. What can we do now, people? I've spoken about it. We know the situation. They have a saying. What's the saying? I know teachers would know it. Teach one. How does the saying go? If any of you know it. Well, pretty much teach one, you reach out to someone. Teach one, reach out to someone. Reach one, whatever. Teach one, reach one, whatever it is. But we got to do this, people, because your kids, a lot of people's kids will be there and they will be watching TV right during this summer, right during this Easter break. They won't be exercising. They won't be watching educational stuff. They won't be helping their parents. How does it go? Each one teach one people. Each one teach one. So each one of us, let us teach someone else, teach somebody else. Share this with them. Each one teach one. Thank you too, Nancy. That's what we got to do. That's right, Paco. Each one teach one. Let us adopt that motto on. Each one teach one. Because if we leave persons, like I told you, they have restricted this life. They have restricted it. I see the restriction. I've seen the restriction. All right? So you guys, many times, unless you literally subscribe or like it, you won't get a notification. You understand? You won't get it. And I've seen some of my viewers saying it, that they don't get a notification. You see? Good night, Nicola Arzu, my friend. Good night. Good night. So we have to ensure that we teach one, and I want to just, because I don't want to go much further with this, suffice to say, the vaccine now, and let me just go quickly to it. Good night, Gregory Morrison. Good night, my friend. Good night all the way, I believe from, I think, Los Angeles. I want to say that when it comes to us now, making people aware, okay? There's several ways we can do it. You will have certain individuals who pretty much will feel that they don't need to hear from us. How can we overcome it? We can overcome it by, there's certain videos, and I always say I try to post certain videos, but sometimes they're taken down. Literally, they're taken down. And so, it's only sometimes it's a matter of WhatsApp and so forth, you try to push them, But when you see, however, like right now we know the situation. Right now in Florida, they are really trying to fight against this. Governor DeSantis is fighting against it. It's a situation where it's unfolding in our very eyes. And when you see an entity as huge as Disney, huge, they are mega huge. You see, they are just like, you see how the Vatican is in Rome, right? Italy? They are like they are a state. They're considered a state, Holy See. But they're a state in themselves. It's the same thing, Disney is. It's the same thing. They're that huge. That's their impact globally. That's their impact. As a young girl, I went to Magic Mountain, and these different things. So I never went to Disney. I went to Magic Mountain. I've gone to different, theme parks. I've gone to different theme parks. When the Batman ride was over, I made sure I was on that, and just different theme parks. I've been in the Midwest, in the West Coast, primarily. I never really liked New York. I've been there, but it wasn't, and Florida, I used to always go there, but I never went there, you know what I'm saying? So now that this is happening now, I told my children, I said, this summer I wanted to take them on this vacation because we were supposed to go 2 years ago. But, you have to be very careful where you're going to take them now. Of course, Belize, you're going to say, okay, take them right in Belize, yeah. We do go around. So that's right, Gregory. California, Rancho Cucamonga. All right? I'm glad, Nancy. Just to go ahead, I want to just tell you quickly the move towards, still, I hear some of you still messaging. I get a lot of message about the people, they're still pushing the vaccine, and they ask why. All right, this is why. Every country they expected to have had at least 70% vaccination rate. At least 70%. Okay, Belize has not reached 70%. So when you want to find out, well, why are they still pushing it? You have to understand that there's a quota. Whether they want to admit it, I have the proof. There's a quota, okay? And so they're trying to ensure this quota. And you might think Belize getting grants and all that. Oh, you get free things, Belize is getting a grant here, Belize is getting a grant there. And they're pushing different agendas. Well, this 70% hasn't been fulfilled. So we're looking at these things. We're looking at the marijuana, the cannabis bill. That's another bill that people are looking at, and they want the referendum. People are for, people are against. I had Nazri on the show. I almost invited Nazri to come back so we could have discussed that, but I really wanted to discuss this business situation. But as it regards to the hemp, that's something that we had looked at in terms of hemp having a lot of good qualities, very good qualities, and that there's certain, and he had discussed it very well because he's extremely knowledgeable on the issue in terms of, a part of the weed plant that is good for you, okay? It's good for you. It helps you for pain and things like that, all right? But then there's sort of medicinal aspect to it, okay? If only we could keep the medicinal aspect, it would be awesome. But I also had informed of some of these doctors and so forth who had an issue with it being taken just recreationally and having it been mixed with another substance, in this case, let's say liquor, alcohol, and having the wrong part of the plant mixing with that, and that causing problems in society. So the point is, people are asking for a referendum. It's the government now who, will they want to push this, ram this thing down people's throat? People are asking for a referendum. Not everybody, but some people are asking for a referendum. And some people don't care for a referendum, they just want it moved. But one of the things you guys have to understand, and Nazri and I had discussed it, the bill that the act, or the bill, you move from bill to act, what they're pushing, the legislation, is not really going to help poor people. And remember, we had discussed that. Nazri says, it's sad. Let me just read what Nazri says. Nazri says, it's sad the Ministry of Health didn't share the 9 pages of side effects that the Pfizer doctors had found. No media house has, or doctors has spoken about it. You're correct, Nazri. And I had shared those, and Facebook keeps removing, or they'll say you only share it with a few people. So if you go on my page, you're going to see a lot of things say you only share it with a few people. It's because they block it. They block it, or they outright don't show it. They'll tell me they won't show it. But what I want to tell you is that the bill as it is right now, if they had separated hemp and cannabis, I think that would have been for the better. I honestly feel it. I don't know. Nazri, you had said, and you're right here watching, my friend. You had said it's for both of them, right? But the hemp is a lot of things. They do things for here. They make things for here. It's a lot of things. If they had separated it, I think it would have been better, so that Belize could, it's for manufacturing and all that. But when it comes to the cannabis section, again, there's certain things in it. I wouldn't help the poor people, because people think that they'll get in there and they'll start to be able to make money and then they can get it. No, Nazri had said it, and see, that's why we have to share the information, because he was very knowledgeable about it, and he said it. This thing isn't for poor people. That people think that they'll be able to grow it, and it's them who can grow it, and now, they won't. They will have a piece of the pie. They're not going to get any piece of the pie. It's not them who will be getting any piece of the pie. And they will need a card. They will have to pay for a card to be able to even have a portion of it, whether for recreational use or whether for medicinal. They're going to have to need a card. Okay? They're going to have to need a card. So the bill as it is, they need to watch what is in there to understand. All right? So medicinally, definitely it would be a good thing for the medicinal aspect to be there. When it comes to the recreational aspect, again, that's something that, some people smoke it, some people don't. but it's certain things that if it's mixed with alcohol, according to different doctors and different research, it could be deadly. All right, and we have seen that. Nancy says marijuana has good health and medicinal purposes. That's correct, Nancy. That can cure diseases other than just smoking. Okay, and that's true. I had already spoken about my friend, one of my friends in Houston, and it helped him because of his brain. So again, people, this is a referendum. If you support it, go ahead, sign on to it. If you don't support it, well, that's it. But people, I always believe people should have a right in terms of certain things that really affect them. Okay? And so, yeah. Najri says this government is very smart. They put everything together. So it's like if you vote no, then you shoot down the whole bill. That is it. Because they had done the same thing, Najri, with the bill. What was the bill called? Equality bill? Parker, what was the bill called? Was it the equality bill? Whereby you would think that it was about, equality was about women being able to get the same, women and men getting the same access to, let's say, work and all that. But in there, they slid the LGBTQ stuff. They slid it in there so that it wasn't about equality for women's rights and all that. It was about equality for the LGBTQI business. And that's the same thing they're doing now. You understand? This government is very smart. They put everything together. So it's like, if you vote no, then you shoot down the whole bill, which is not in your favor. So you will vote for the bill because you want to smoke as you please. This bill is tricky, and that's what I look at, Nazri. And that's why I nearly spoke to you. You understand? I have, all right, one of my friends says, great topic. My cousins who live in Canada told me that the Canadian federal government approximately a year and a half ago have prohibited federal employees from using certain descriptive words such as Mr., Miss, Sir, Madam. It is sick, all right? And then he sends me this thing, the following delves into it. Yeah. Okay. And then this other person says, okay, all right, I can show this picture. I have it. Okay, 122 countries on track to miss COVID-19 vaccine goal. I want you to show that quickly, guys. We're gonna end a little while. By 8:30, we'll be done. But Anthony Hill says recreational marijuana is legal in a lot of countries around the world, and this is from LinkedIn, right? I told you we have people also from LinkedIn watching it. All right, so recreational marijuana is legal in a lot of countries around the world. Now, does that mean that all those countries and citizens are evil? All right, now, 122 countries on track to miss COVID-19 vaccine goal. So people, please note that. 122 countries on track to miss COVID-19 vaccine goal. Global progress towards the World Health Organization goal of having 70% of the population fully vaccinated by mid-2022 as of February 3rd, 2022. So you're looking at already met goal. Who have already met goal? Let's see who have already met goal. Canada has already met their goal. You have some parts of South America have already met their goal. And you have parts of Europe and Australia and New Zealand, Italy, England, so you have some of them, Portugal, Spain up on the top. You have some of them that have already met their goal. Yes, so you have some of them. Now on track to meet goal. Now where is Belize? Belize now is not on track. Is red, at least here is red, not on track to meet goal. Belize is not on track to meet goal. The US is not on track to meet goal. A huge Africa is definitely not on track to meet goal. Parts of Asia as well. Parts of Europe as well, not on track to meet goal. So the point is that there's different parts that are not on track to meet goal, and then there's some that are on track to meet goal. So if you know the map, you're going to see, and this is projections based on each country's current vaccination coverage and the average rate of new vaccinations over the past 14 days, and this source is our World in Data, Statista. So again, that's as of February the 3rd, 2022, 122 countries on track to miss COVID-19 vaccine goal. So yes. So I definitely want to tell you that that is it. But you're correct. So you have to understand why they're still pushing this, that, you know, and then they want to bring it to our little children, 5 years old to 11 years old. That's who they're pushing it. As I told you, the minister says they're going to push it as though it's an election campaign. All right? And that's how serious they look at this thing, and they want to ensure that our kids get it. All right? Now, as I told you, Anthony Hill spoke about this recreational marijuana, and that it's legal in a lot of countries around the world. And he asked, now, does that mean that all those countries and citizens are evil? Definitely not. I don't believe it is. I already told you the situation. A lot of people take it for health benefits. Okay? Now, with that said, Judah says, true that, I didn't agree with it until I was in terrible pain. And that's right, Jacqueline Booth, that's right. So those are what I wanted to speak of. And just tell you that we're hitting, we're 2 weeks, school will be closed, school is closed. Africa is least vaccinated and doing great. You're so correct, Nancy. We now will be going into holiday. Friday will be Good Friday. Saturday, of course. Again, I think about my good friend Vintage, and may he rest in peace. You know, he would have been helping to cover the race. And so again, big loss for the Belizean Rights and Justice movement, because Vintage was a part of our group, a very active and vocal member of our group. I have a lot of videos with me and Vintage, even that blessed day when we were out in the freedom walk, march, whatever you want to call it. I have a lot of video with me and with Vintage and I walking. So I have that. I was going to post it, but I said, let me hold off on that. A lot of videos, we were together walking. I told you I used his height, because he was like, I guess, 11 inches taller than me. So I used his height so that he could look and see where people were and what was happening. No? So, guys, this is Easter. If you want this particular show is brought to you through the courtesy of Sea Belize Vacation Rentals. Sea Belize Vacation Rentals is located at 5 miles Philip Golson Highway, just less than a minute from the Halover Bridge. If you're coming from Belize, it's the second cutoff, I call it cutoff. The second cutoff on your right, if you're coming from Belize City, from Halover Bridge. If you're coming from the Ladyville or the Lords Bank area, it is immediately when you're driving there, it's immediately the left after AQ Auto Rental. So you need to understand, and again, it's the video is showing in me, you need to understand that pool, you can come. I see a lot of people already messaging the pool. It's a 40-foot pool, and 6 feet deep on one side. The other side is lower. It's only 3 feet, I think 8 inches or something. So that's for those who can't swim and things like that. Again, it's marked, so different. You have all the markings. We have 4 picnic tables. You have lots of tables, deck chairs, bench, and so forth. Lots of chairs, so you can accommodate different families. And so and of course, you're not too far from Belize City, from those who are Ladyville, to come enjoy yourselves. People come from afar, so that doesn't. So that's something. We do have visitors coming all the way from abroad as well. So it's here for you, but it's also for our locals. And so I want to really, really, really invite you to go ahead and visit us. If you haven't done so as well, do so. You can rent a room. You have different units. I did put it on this, Marvin did put it on this Zenaida Moya show Facebook page. He did put it there as well, so that's on there. So it's also there, and on the Sea Belize Vacation Rentals. I think he put it on both. And so you have the video so you can see what is there. So you can rent also for your family. And with that said, I want to thank you. I want to thank Kelvin. I want to thank Marvin. I want to thank, as usual, all of you, our viewers. You guys are so, you're there. That's right, Genford. He says, this was an eye-opener. Very powerful information dispensed here. Great job, Zenaida. Honestly, thank you very much, Genford, for saying that, Genford Gibson. And Adolfo says, Happy Easter 2020. Belize, be safe. Blessings to all. And with that said, I want to say, Happy Easter. Have a wonderful and blessed Easter. And I believe next week, Tuesday, yeah, we're going to be here, right, Marvin? Next week, Tuesday, we'll be here again. So we'll be right here. So have a wonderful and blessed. Be safe. If you're going to go swimming, watch who's swimming. Watch each other. Have a buddy system. If you don't know how to swim, don't go in the deep. Be careful of rivers. Rivers have currents. Be careful. You may be a very good swimmer, but there's deep current. Just be careful. Strong, powerful currents. Just be careful, please. We don't want to hear of absolutely any. We don't want to hear of any deaths, any drownings. We don't want to hear of any traffic accidents. Nothing at all. Please, nothing. We don't want to hear. Please, we don't want to hear. We already just went through that with vintage. We don't want any more. You understand? Nothing at all. All right? So good. Happy Easter again, Nazri. Have a wonderful. The link is in there. I see it posted there. So go ahead. You can click in there. Have a wonderful and blessed good night. I love you all. Have a safe and wonderful Easter. You can watch the video. It's our new video. Go ahead and watch it.
Looking for the ultimate sea view getaway? Then see Belize Vacation Rentals and Tours, located at 5 miles Philip Bolson Highway near the Halover Bridge, is your perfect sea view getaway. Come relax in one of our beautiful air-conditioned sea view apartment, studios, sea view rooms, or suites, all with flat screen television, hot and cold bath, and unlimited access to our spacious and refreshing 40 by 16 foot pool with 6 to 4 feet depth. So you can enjoy that fun and refreshing dive or dip in the pool. We sell ice cold drinks so you can relax and unwind on our overwater or poolside decks. Contact us at 501-615-4485, 65 or 67.